Okay, good morning, children. So in today's session, what we are going to understand is that, so these are all the concepts that we are going to understand, and this is the agenda for today's session, right? Okay, so before we get into today's session, let us first recall whatever we have discussed yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we have started learning about decision construct, that is selection statements we have started discussing. So in that we have discussed simple if statement, and then if else statement we have discussed, and we have discussed a few more some of the programs we have discussed. Okay, so when we have learned about a simple if and then if else, okay, how it will work, okay, how the condition will be tested, how the body if block or else block will be executed, that we have learned with the help of flowchart as well as with the program. Okay, so in that if condition, what we need to recall and then you have to remember all time is, okay, about the conditional expression. Okay, what are all the in the place of conditional expression, what types of expression or what type of information you can have, so that you need to understand very clearly, right? Okay, so in a place of conditional expression, you need to have, you can have your relational expression, you can have logical expression, or you can take any expression, even arithmetic expression you can have. So when you're having arithmetic expression or a variable or a literal, okay, in place of conditional expression, then it will evaluate the condition will be evaluated based on the truth value. Okay, so we have already learned about truth value, what are all the values that have truth value true, and what are all the values that have truth value false. Okay, so only that you have to be very careful with. Okay, so if you're clear with that, so then we are ready to go with today's session. So in today's session, we are going to understand another if construct, so which is called as if elif statement we are going to understand. And then we are going to understand nested if statement. In the nested if statement, what are all the different forms that you can write? Okay, so we are going to understand, and then we are going to discuss some of the programs using nested if. Okay, and then we are also going to understand storing condition, right? Okay, so these are all the concepts that we are going to understand. So before we actually get into the if elif statement, we are going to understand two more programs, right? Okay, using if else structure, right? Okay, so before you look at the answer, you just read the question first. So the question is, write a program to test the divisibility of a number with another number. Okay, write a program to test the divisibility of a number with another number, that is the number is divisible by, that is if a number is divisible by another number abindratha you have to check. So now we read the program. Okay, how you have to start writing the answer? Okay, so as I already told you, you have to think in such a way that what is the input that you have to receive. I want to check a divisibility of a number by another number. So appa vandu unakku what are, how many inputs you need to have? Minimum how many inputs you need? Minimum 2 inputs you need to have. Okay, so 25 divided by 5 or 25 divided by 3 like that. You need to read two values from the user, and then you have to check whether the first number is completely divisible by the second number. Okay, so you have to read two numbers. So two numbers if you want to read abdina, what is the function that you have to use?
Int of input of.
Int of input of. Okay, so using int of input of function, you have to read two values from the user. Next comes how you're going to solve, how you're going to give the solution to the problem. Okay, I want to check the divisibility of a number by another number. So how can I check the divisibility? When you divide a number by another number, okay, if the remainder is 0, then we can say that the number is completely divisible by another number. Okay, this is how you can do that, right? Okay, so here what I want to do is I want to get the remainder. Okay, so to get the remainder, what is a variable, what is a operator that is available in Python? We have which operator will give you a modulo that is remainder of division?
Modulo division.
Modulo division. Okay, so I have to use the modulo division operator, and then I have to check what is the remainder, what is the result of modulo division. So if that result is 0, then we can say that the number is completely divisible by another number. So I have to check some condition. So to check the condition, what you need to have, you have a if control structure that is available in Python. So I have to write the condition as if number 1 modulo divided by number 2 is equal to 0 abdina, I can say that the number 1 is divisible by number 2. Else I have to say, so the number is not completely divisible. Okay, so and then what is the message you have to print? I want to print whether the number is divisible or not. Okay, so that message should be in the either in else part, in the if condition block. Okay, I need to print the number is divisible. In the else part, I have to write the number is not divisible. Okay, so you have to frame the solution in your mind, and then you have to start writing the answer for this. Okay, so now we understood the problem. Now you just look at the solution that is given here. Just go through. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so this particular portion, this is a program. Okay, so hash program to check the divisibility. Okay, so this is a comment line. Okay, so comment line, it is a single line comment. Okay, so I just mentioned the program heading here. I am reading two numbers. N1 is equal to int of input of, enter the first number. N2 is equal to int of input of, enter the second number. After reading two values, I have to get the remainder. So how you can get the remainder? So I have to use a modulo division operator, N1 modulo divided by N2. So and then I have to check if that remainder value is equal to 0. So I'm using a if control structure. Okay, and then I'm checking whether if remainder is equal to 0. The remainder is 0 abdina enartham N1, the number is divisible by N2. Okay, if the number is not equal to 0, okay, 0 thavara vera endha value irundhalum 1 to any value of that matters, then which means that that number is not divisible by. Okay, so this is when you run this program, you will get the output something like this. Okay, so enter the first number, I'm entering 256, and then enter the second number, I'm entering 60. So 256 is completely divisible by 16, we know that. Okay, so and you will get the result as this number is completely divisible by 16. Okay, so now I'm running the program for the second time. When I run the program for the second time, I'm entering the value 9874, and then second number is 12 I'm entering. Okay, so and then it checks the condition, the remainder is not 0, and it is displaying the message 9874, it is not divisible by 12. Okay, so here in the first portion, okay, so how many statements, what are all the statements gets executed? This is line number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, so 5 lines of coding gets executed for this particular input. For this input, it executes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 7. Okay, so these statements gets executed when you give the values as 9874 and then 12. Right? Okay, so this is a simple if else program to check the very important program, divisibility of a number by another number. Okay, now let us move to the next program to display a menu for calculating area of circle and perimeter of a circle. Don't look at the answer. Okay, I want to display the area of circle and perimeter of circle. Okay, so what is the formula for area of circle?
Pi r square.
Pi square.
Pi r squared. And then perimeter?
2 pi r.
2 pi r, right? Okay, so we know the formula. Okay, how to, excuse me. Okay, so to calculate the area or perimeter, what is the value that you have to read from the user?
Radius.
You have to read the radius of a circle. Okay, so the radius of a circle, it can be an integer or a floating point value. Okay, so what you need to read from the user? Only radius. Okay, either I can go for int of input of, or I can go for float of input of. After reading the value, I have to find the either area or perimeter. How can I go for that? Okay, so if the user wish to calculate the area, then I have to calculate the area of a circle. Otherwise, I have to calculate the perimeter of the circle. Okay, so I know the formula for area of circle and then perimeter of the circle. But here the point is how I have to get the user's choice. Okay, what actually they wanted to calculate. Okay, you have to get that that input from the user, right? Okay, whether you want pizza or burger, you have to order it, right? Like that. So which what you want to calculate, whether it is the area of the circle or the perimeter of the circle. Okay, you have to give that option. Okay, so if you want the user to do the selection, then you have to display the menu. Okay, what are all the options that you are providing? Okay, you have to display the menu. So I have to display, so option 1, you can give options, and then you have to read the option from the user. So depending on the user's choice, you have to calculate either 2 pi r or pi r squared, right? Okay, so I have to display the menu first. Okay, so number 1, it is area of circle. Number 2, perimeter of a circle. After displaying that, you have to read the choice. Okay, whether they want to go for area of circle or perimeter of circle. So that choice you have to read it from the user. If the choice is 1, you'll go for one option. If the choice is 2, you will go for another option. So that value also you have to read it from the user. Okay, so you have to read the radius of the circle, and you also have to read the option. Okay, what they wanted to calculate. Okay, so you have to read that option. So accordingly, you have to evaluate any one of that. So if you want to make a decision, you have to go for a if control structure. Okay, so after evaluating the result, you will be displaying the result. Okay, so now you have come up with the logic, what you actually have to do. Now we have framed, we have come up with a conclusion. Now look at the program. Okay, so now look at the program. Okay, so here radius is equal to float of input of. Okay, so radius, it can be an integer or float. I am reading that as a floating point value. So next I want to display what are all the items that I am having. You have to display the menu. Okay, so here they are asking you to display a menu for calculating area of circle or perimeter of a circle. Menu, it's nothing but when you run that, it will display it on the monitor. Okay, so 1, calculate area. 2, calculate perimeter. Okay, you will display this information. Okay, choice is equal to int of input of, enter your choice. Okay, so when you have been, you will be asked to enter the choice. So if you press 1, what does that mean? You are willing to calculate the area. Okay, so if choice is equal to 1, I'll be calculating the area. What is the formula for area? Pi r squared. So area is equal to the pi value star r star r. Okay, so r double star 2 also you can write. Okay, so whatever the method that you like, you can just go with that. Okay, so else. Okay, so if the choice is not 1, then automatically what is the another option? The another option is perimeter. Okay, so either you can go for another if, or since we have discussed only if else, so I'm just going with the else part only. In the else part, so if the user didn't press 1, I assume that they wanted to calculate the perimeter. So I'll be calculating the perimeter 2 star pi star r. Actually, instead of pi value, you will be in Python itself, they will be providing you option to use the pi value. So we have not yet discussed about the math module. So when we start, when we discuss about math module, so instead of hard coding the pi value, how to use the value, what, okay, so it is a to the greatest that is accurate pi value you will be getting, okay, when you use math.pi, okay. So that is from math module, so that we will discuss later. Now I have just hard coded the pi value, okay, so which is 3.14159, okay. So I'm just typing the formula and then I'm printing the perimeter of the circle, okay. So this is how you have to come up with the solution, okay. When you have been asked to write a program, what is the input, how you can give the solution to the problem, okay. So let me execute this program so that you will understand better. Okay, let me copy this. It's opening. Okay. It's not copied properly, so it will just take some time. Area or perimeter, okay. Okay, so let me run, okay. Okay, enter the radius of the circle. It is asking you to enter the radius of the circle. So let me enter something, and then, so this is a menu, okay. Either what do you want to do, whether you want to calculate the area or you want to calculate the perimeter, okay. So enter your choice, okay. When enter your choice அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா, either you have to enter 1 or 2, okay. So I'm giving 1. So when you give 1, it will give you what is the area of the circle, okay. If you want to calculate the perimeter, so then you have to run it once again, and then, okay, enter the radius of the circle. So 23.5, same, let me give that. And then apart from 1, whatever the value you enter, so it will calculate the perimeter of the circle, right, okay. So here the program has been executed and it will give you different detail depending on user's choice, okay. So menu abdinale vande, what you have to do, what are all the items that you can, what are all the things that you can do, you have to display it first, and then you have to give the number to it, okay. Either you can go for number or you can go with the alphabet, whatever your choice is. So you can select any one option, okay. So and then you have to read the user's choice, and then whatever the choice, you have to check that accordingly, you have to give the task, okay. So இதே போல வந்து, if you have been asked to do find the area area of a square or rectangle, or perimeter, and then whatever you wanted to do, you can display the number of choices, and then you can do the program as well. Okay, so this is how your menu driven program abdina, it will display the menu. So after displaying the menu, you have to get the user's choice. Based on user's choice, you have to do the task accordingly. Okay, so this is how you will be developing your project as well, right? Okay, so this understanding you need to go. Okay, these programs are clear, ma? How to write? Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
go for if elif statement. Okay, this is very important, very important if elif construct, I would say. Okay, why abdina? So let us understand what is if elif, and then I will tell you why it is very important. Okay, so if you need to check another condition in case the test condition evaluates to false, that is, I want to check the condition only if the first condition evaluates to false. So abdina, then you have to go for if elif statement. You can go for if elif statement. Okay, elif abdinradhu vandu, it's nothing but you can understand that as else if. Okay, elif, it's nothing but else if. Okay, when it will come to the else part, when it will come to the else part,
And the previous
only if the condition evaluates to false. Okay, or if the condition is not satisfied, only then it will come to the else part. So in the else part, I want to check another condition abdina. For that, you can go for if elif statement. Okay, so look at the syntax that is given here. So if conditional expression, okay, and then what is a statement? Okay, if the conditional expression is evaluated to true, this statement. So if that condition is not satisfied, then I will go for elif. I'll go for elif. Okay, so elif, it's nothing but, so this is the else part of this if, and in the else part I want to check another condition. Okay, if this condition is not satisfied, appo in the condition satisfy agda, or the next condition is satisfied. Okay, so I'll be checking the another condition only if the previous condition is evaluated to false. Okay, so that we call it as if elif statement, or it is also called as if elif ladder. Ladder abdina, so abdiye step by step vandute irukum. Okay, it will look like a ladder, and the syntax pakrappo, so it will look like a ladder. So it is also called as if elif ladder. So look at the flow chart that is given here. So here I am having the test expression 1. I'm having the test expression 1. Okay, so if this test expression is evaluated to true abdina, it will execute the statement, and it will not execute the next statement at all. In the condition kala varave varadu, because in the step liye the condition satisfy aachina, so it will execute the statement, and then it will immediately come out of that if control structure following the if. And the if control structure முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன ஸ்டேட்மென்ட் இருக்கோ டைரக்டா அது வந்துரும். இந்த கண்டிஷன் செக் பண்ணவே பண்ணாது. Okay, because this condition will be tested only in the else part of this. Okay, இதோட else part தான் பண்ணும். Okay, so I will explain you. Okay, so here test expression, if this condition is not evaluated, it will check the second expression. இங்க வந்துட்டு if it is evaluated to true abdina, that true block statement will be executed, and immediately it will come out of the if control structure, and the complete if control structure la irundhu veliye vandrum. Okay, again this also not evaluated to true abdina, it will go for the next condition, and then it will check that. Okay, so here the point is the next condition will be checked only if the previous condition is evaluated to false. So that is called as if elif statement, or if elif ladder, or if elif control structure, right? Okay, so here let us write a program using this. Okay, look at the program that reads two numbers and an arithmetic operator and display the computed result. Okay, computed result. Okay, so ipo vandita I am going to give two values, and then I will be entering the operator. plus minus asterisk slash அப்படின்ட்டு. So if I give plus, added value should be displayed. If I give minus, the number should be subtracted from first number to second number and then it should give result. So star அப்படின்னு கொடுத்தேன்னா it should do the multiplication. It is a very simple calculator. Okay, so அதுக்கு வந்துட்டு how you can write the program அப்படின்னா, so what I have to do, I have to read two numbers. I have to read two numbers and then I have to read the operator also. After that, I have to check what is the operator that I have pressed. User என்ன operator press பண்ணிருக்காங்க அப்படின்றத you have to check that. And the operator க்கு பிரகாரம் I have to do the particular task. Okay, so I can implement this particular concept using a if elif ladder. Okay, so here look at the example that is given here, that is look at the program. So n1 float of input of or int of input of whatever it may be, and then I'm reading the operator. Okay, so input, enter the operator plus minus asterisk slash. Okay, any one of the operator you are asking the user to enter, and then result abdinta I'm declaring the variable and then I'm initializing with the value 0. And then here I'm checking the condition if operator is equal to plus. Okay, if the operator vandute if the user wishes to print do the addition, okay, so then I will evaluate result is equal to n1 plus n2. After evaluating this, it will immediately come out of the if structure. In the statement எதுவுமே execute பண்ணாது. Okay, so in the else part க்கு வருமா, if operator வந்து plus அப்படினு கொடுத்தேன்னா will it come to else part? It will not. Okay, so this is the advantage of your if elif ladder. Okay, so if operator is equal to plus அப்படினா, so it will not come to the second part at all. It will evaluate the result and then it will immediately come to this print statement and it will print whatever the result it will display. So if I didn't print, if I didn't enter plus, then it will go for checking the next operator. Okay, so for minus plus பண்ணிருக்கேனா அப்படின்றதை check பண்ணும். Okay, if you have pressed minus, then it will evaluate and then it will immediately come out of this. Okay, so here the very important point to note here is that if the condition is evaluated, எந்த pointல வந்துட்டு ஏதாவது condition satisfy ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா it will not go to the remaining statement at all. It will not go to the remaining statement at all. Okay, in the execution போகவே போகாது. Okay, so this if elif construct, it is very effective, which is used to write the efficient program that I was talking about yesterday. In the same program verum simple if vachittu you can write that. Okay, I can write if op is equal to plus, result is equal to n1 plus l2. In the elif ku badala I can simply write if operator equal to minus அப்படின்ட்டு you can write that. In the elif complete தூக்கிட்டு full if அப்படின்ட்டு you can type that. So ஆனா அதுல என்ன problem அப்படின்னா, so இப்ப நீ வந்து plus கொடுத்தாலும் it will evaluate the result and then it will go for the next one. எதுல, if you write it using a simple if statement. So here this comparison it will take, this comparison it will take, this comparison. So you are actually utilizing unnecessarily, you are using CPU's time. Okay, so that will be completely avoided when you use a if elif control structure. Just think whether you can understand what am I trying to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, do you understand? இப்போ elif அப்படினு கொடுக்கிறதுனால இந்த கண்டிஷன் வந்து satisfy ஆச்சுன்னா it will execute that. If it execute this particular statement, it will not at all go for the else part at all. Okay, it will immediately come out. Okay, so only totally வந்துட்டு 4-5 statementsல the program execution gets over. So the same program you can write it very well with a simple if. So Anna, the simple if statement la when you execute it, every single condition will be tested. Of course you will be getting the same result. Adula onnum prachana illa. However, you will be using CPU's time more. Okay, nariya CPU time use பண்ணுவ, which is not advisable. That is not that will not be considered as a efficient programming. And yesterday also we were writing one program to find the largest of three numbers, right? Largest of three numbers,
Yes,
we wrote.
ma'am.
Remember? Let me try to open that. So this is the program I have written. In this program can be converted into a if elif later. Okay, if x is greater than y and x is greater than z. X வந்து greater இருந்தது அப்படினா I will be printing this. Okay, so only if that condition is not satisfied, it has to come here. Right, okay. ஆனா அந்த மாதிரி நடக்காது. இந்த simple ifல வந்துட்டு நீ x ஓட value greater கொடுத்தாலும் it will print it is the largest and it will go for checking this condition also. இந்த statementum execute பண்ணும். Okay, in the condition satisfy ஆகல அப்படினோம்னா again it will come to this if and then it will check this condition also. Okay, இங்கேயே எனக்கு answer கிடைச்சாலும் unnecessarily I am executing these two statements. So இதே program if I write it with elif அவ்வளவுதான். elif அப்படினு மாத்தினோம் அப்படினா if x is the greater value அப்படினா it will execute these 5 statements and then it will immediately stop the execution. It will not come to the else part at all. If y is greater அப்படினா இது வரைக்கும் it will execute. That is fine. Okay, because I have not yet come to the answer to that or answer to the question. Okay, so இது வரைக்கும் execute பண்ணிட்டு then it will execute these two statement does not get executed. இது வரைக்கும் எப்ப execute பண்ணும் only if you are if your input having z as the largest value. So that is the advantage and then that is the importance of if elif control structure. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, okay. So preferably wherever you can go for if elif control structure, it is always advisable to go for if elif control structure. Okay, as compared to your simple if structure. Okay, if else வந்து different. ஆனா simple if use பண்ற இடத்துல எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு கண்டிப்பா you will be able to use your if elif control structure. Okay, just keep that in your mind. Your elif will be evaluated only if the previous condition is evaluated to false. Yes. Okay, so now let us get into the next control structure. So which is a nested if statement. Okay, so what do you mean by nested? Nested அப்படினாலே வந்துட்டு something within another. Okay, so nested if அப்படினா there is a if statement within another if statement, that is called as nested. Right, okay. So உன்னோட computer science ஃபுல்லாவே எங்கெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு நீ nested அப்படின்ற word வந்து நீ கேக்குறியோ அந்த இடத்துலலாம் வந்துட்டு nested if அப்படினா there is a if statement within another if statement அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். Okay, so from the name itself you can understand nested if. It is an if that has another if in its if's body or in elif's body or in else body. Okay, if discuss பண்ணிருக்கோம், else discuss பண்ணிருக்கோம், elif discuss பண்ணிருக்கோம். Okay, so இதுல எந்த blockல வேணா you can have another if. Okay, else blockல you can have a if condition or elifla you will be having another if whatever. Okay, so nested if it's nothing but there is a if control structure within another if control structure, that is called as if statement, that is nested if statement. Okay, so these are all the different forms and then you can இது வந்து இந்த நாலு இதுக்குள்ள மட்டும் define பண்ண முடியாது. Okay, so since you are the beginner, so இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்றதுக்காக just a placeholder தான். You can have any number of nesting. Okay, so any number of nesting அப்படினா எத்தனை level of conditions வேணாலும் you can check it. Right, okay, so you can have nesting up to the level whatever you wanted to have. Right, okay, so here just for you to understand இந்த மாதிரிலாம் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்றதுக்கான ஒரு just the representation only. Okay, So look at the form 1. If conditional expression or a conditional expression I'm checking. So adukulla I wanted to have another if and else abdina, yes you can have. Okay, இந்த condition check பண்றேன். இந்த condition check பண்ணிட்டு true ஆ இருந்தது அப்படினா I want to go for another if else அப்படினா yes you can go for. So in the nested if la what you have to keep it in your mind very correctly அப்படினா, so here this else part எழுதுறல இங்கேயும் ஒரு else இருக்கு இங்கேயும் ஒரு else இருக்கு. so இந்த else part வந்துட்டு எந்த f க்கு கொடுக்கறியோ அதுக்கு நேரா in line ஆ இருக்கணும். In the condition satisfy ஆகலன்னா I want to do this, I want to write a else part அப்படினா இந்த if க்கு exact in the same line, in the same indentation you have to write this else part. Okay, இந்த else அப்படின்ற word இந்த if எங்க ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிருக்கோ இந்த same lineல you have to start it. Okay, only that you have to keep it in mind. Okay, நீ அந்த else வந்து ப்ராப்பரா எழுதல அப்படினா you will not get, you are not at all going to get the answer. Only that you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, and this else part gets executed if this particular condition, the condition 1 வந்து satisfy ஆகல அப்படினா this else part will be executed. This else part gets executed only if this conditional expression 2 evaluates to false. Do you understand? Okay, so this statement gets executed only if the conditional expression 1 and conditional expression 2 both are evaluated to true abdinada, this statement gets executed. This statement gets executed only if this conditional evaluated to true and this condition evaluated to false. சரியா? so இது மாதிரி நீ நிறைய எழுதிட்டே இருக்கலாம். so look here, so here another form of if. so here I'm having a if condition. In LF I'm having another condition. In LF you can have another if else control structure, and LF also you can have your else part. Okay, so look here, so here in the else part I'm having another if else control structure. There is no restriction actually. எங்க வேணா எத்தனை if வேணா you can do that depending on your choice, depending on your program requirement. So you can have if conditions wherever you want. That is the point. Okay, so look at this form. So here I'm having the conditional expression 1 and then conditional expression 2. That is, here I'm having the if control structure within if block as well as in the else block. Okay, so in the forms ellame where you have to be very careful with abdina, when you have been asked to find the output of the program, when you have been asked to find the output of the program abdindrapo, so you have to execute it. Okay, in the else part when it will get executed abdindrada you have to be careful with. Okay, so that is the only one thing you have to just keep it in your mind. Okay, so this is called as nested if. So now let us try to understand, write the program. Okay, using a if else. So program to read the 3 numbers and prints them in ascending order. So what do you mean by ascending order? So ascending order abdina arranging the number from smallest to largest. Okay, so that is your that is ascending order. Okay, so here how you have to arrange them in ascending order, you have to compare it with the other numbers and then which is the minimum number, which is the middle number, which is the largest number, you have to find out. Okay, 3 numbers தான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So 3 numbersல I want to put them in the ascending order அப்படினா which is the smallest one, which is the largest one, which is the middle value, you have to find out. Okay, so accordingly you have to display it. That program I am going to write it with the help of nested if. Okay, so here I am reading 3 values, largest of 3 numbers அப்படின்றதுனால I am reading 3 values and then I am initializing, I am going to use 3 variables, minimum, mid and then maximum, and I am initializing this with none அப்படின்றது என்னது, which is used to say there is no useful value அப்படின்றதுக்காக we are just initializing with none. Okay, now look at the condition here. Okay, now look at the condition very carefully. If x is less than y and x is less than z. So x is less than y, x is less than z na enna artham? X is the smallest one. Okay, so x வந்து smallest அப்படின்னு decide பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் what I have to find out in the y and z ல which is larger. X is less than y and x is less than z, which means that x is the smallest number. இப்ப smallest என்ன அப்படின்றது எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருச்சு. Next y and z ல I want to find out. Okay, y is less than z. Y less than z இருந்தது அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? Y is the middle value and z is the maximum value. So I'm initializing mid max is equal to x comma y comma z. Y less than z illa அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? X is the smallest one, z is the minimum, that is mid value, and y is the largest. So I will initialize mid max is equal to x comma z comma y. இது வரைக்கும் புரியுதான்னு பாரு.
Yes, ma'am.
புரியுதா?
Yes, ma'am.
5, 6, 7. Okay, 5 is less than 6 and then 5 is less than 7. So x is the smallest value. Okay, அப்புறம் 6 is less than 7. Yes. Okay, so the minimum mid value is y and then maximum value is z. 5, 7, 6. அப்போ வந்துட்டு I need to have z as the mid value. So that is what I have done here. Okay, so x is min value, z is mid value, and maximum value is y. If okay, this condition x is not less than y and then this condition is not satisfied, abdina I will come to a if part. So this part gets executed only if this condition is not satisfied. Okay, here I am checking y is less than x and then y is less than z. Yes, abdina enartham y is the smallest one. So next, after finding the smallest one, what you have to check among x and z, which is the smallest one, which is the largest one, I have to find out. So that is what I am checking here. So x is less than z abdina mid max min value another, it is y. Okay, and then mid value is x and the max value is z. Appadi illana y, z and x. Right, that's it. Okay, else இந்த ரெண்டு கண்டிஷனும் satisfy ஆகல அப்படின்னா I'll come to the else part. இங்க மறுபடியும் கண்டிஷன் செக் பண்ணணும்னு அவசியமே கிடையாது. Okay, x is not the smallest, y is not the smallest அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? z is the smallest ன்னு அர்த்தம். So I'm not giving any condition here. So y is the z is the smallest. அப்ப x and y ல what which is the smallest one, which is the largest one அப்படின்றத மட்டும் செக் பண்ணும். So here in the if part I'm having if else. In the elif part I'm having if else. In the else part I'm having if else. Okay, so this is how you will be able to use your nested if. Wherever you wanted to have if control structure, illa enakku inga else வேண்டாம் அப்படினா yes, you can go for it. Okay, it is totally your choice. Okay, there is no restriction. Okay, if irundha kandipa else irukanum, no, we have simple if illa. Okay, I want to check the condition in elif, yes, go for it. I want to check it in else, yes, go, you can go for it. Okay, wherever whatever your program requirement, so accordingly you can combine, you can nest your if else if and then elif statement, if else statement. Okay, so that is your nested if statement. Okay, so today we have learned about if elif statement and then nested if statement we have discussed. Okay, so we'll stop here. Okay, so remaining we will discuss it tomorrow. Okay dear.